Is gluten safe for Crohn's disease? If you eat gluten, will it make your Crohn's worse? Like, will this kill you if you eat it? I'm going to answer that question today. My name's Mike the Healer Gut Guy. I healed myself of Crohn's disease even when my GI doctors were completely clueless. It's actually very easy when you understand the root cause. If you want to learn everything I did to get better, go down below and watch my webinar. But first, let's talk about gluten. What is gluten? Gluten is a protein and it's found in all grains. Protein comes from the Greek word proteus, which means of the utmost importance. So let me tell you about how my protein intolerance started. I want to use these terms to show you how ridiculous this is. So I was eating whatever I want, and my Crohn's symptoms were very mild. And then, you know, my drugs weren't working, they weren't helping, so I decided to try diets, and I tried the specific carbohydrate diet, which made me super afraid of protein, just grain protein. It made me super afraid not only of gluten, but all the other proteins and grains. I was afraid of grains, but specifically I was very afraid of gluten because of all the books about it. Then my birthday rolled around a few months later, and I tried to eat gluten again, and I was super sick. The only thing that changed was my perception. I now believe that protein protein from grains was dangerous, and I ate it my whole life, and I was fine. This belief that protein wasn't good for me was making it much, much worse. The other day, I was kind of like a holistic event. They're awful. And there was a woman there who is Ukrainian. Now, if you look at the Ukrainian flag, it's blue skies and golden fields of wheat. She was also Christian. And in the Bible, wheat is the staff of life. And the disciples are in the fields eating it straight off the stalk, uncooked. And there she was, afraid of gluten. Afraid of protein because she read one too many silly holistic books. Guys, it is what's causing your Crohn's is it's something hard to digest. Like, I'm trying to digest it, but I can't. I was trying to digest video games when I was little, but I couldn't because they were getting taken away from me by my parents. I had to go to school. I had to do this. I didn't want to do that. What is something that you are trying to digest but you can't? That's what was like. Think about when you first had symptoms. What was stressful in your life when you first had symptoms? Your symptoms start on the resolution. The conflict shock happens. The video games were taken away from me. Oh my God, I can't get them back. And then I'm developing extra gut cells to help digest and absorb my video games. What are you talking about, extra gut cells, Mike? Are you crazy? There's polyps in your colon, and then thickening of the intestinal walls. Those are the extra gut cells. And when it gets resolved, when I get my Nintendo back and I'm able to play, the body starts to get rid of these extra gut cells, and we get, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to remove physical flesh from your body. And then the video games get taken away, and this process just goes on and on and on and on and on. What is that thing that's hard, that you're trying to digest, that's important to your survival, but you can't? You can't digest and absorb it for whatever reason. And if you've had Crohn's for years, this theme has been going on throughout your life for a long time. Like, if someone's morsel is money, I can't digest and absorb money because I got fired. And then it gets resolved by getting a new job. But then that starts your symptoms. Now your symptoms are getting in the way of you making money. And it becomes this vicious cycle where, the symptoms are antagonizing the original conflict. And then we start to blame things like protein. I agree. They shouldn't spray gluten with glyphosate and all that stuff. I agree with that. But you can eat this. You just have to believe that it's safe. It is either a PTSD trigger, which is really easy to do because we eat bread essentially with every single meal. So it's very easy for You know, for that to be, eat your sandwich, eat this sandwich. No, I don't like sandwich with mayo on it. No, eat it anyway. Oh no, gluten's dangerous because we're about to eat something we don't want to eat. Bread is in most of our cultures like all the time, so it's very easy to be kind of get blamed on the sidelines. Like, oh, every time we see gluten, like something bad's about to happen. Get symptoms. That's how this works. Crohn's is PTSD of the butthole, and we just have to neutralize these PTSD triggers and come to peace with the original conflict that put your gut on an overdrive. But blaming protein is just going to make it worse. That's all I got to say for this video. If you haven't already, go watch my webinar down below. It's free, and I'll show you everything I did to get better from Crohn's disease. Do not be afraid of the staff of life. Do not be afraid of protein, the most important nutrient our body needs. Grains are the most nutrient-dense plant foods. All of our ancestors ate grains with every single meal. They are good for you. Don't believe those keto idiots. Don't believe the specific carbohydrate diet, the FODMAPs diets. It will make you more sick to believe that horse crap. You can tolerate energy and nutrients. I believe in you.